All gas, no brakes, man. UFC 292. It was the coronation, man. I told you. I told niggas 5 years ago who the best in the business was. Nobody wanted to hear it. You know, he gotta do this and he gotta do that. And, bro, it's like I tell niggas all the time, man. Like I have a distinct eye for motherfuckers who are great, including myself. Like that shit is not unexclusive, inexclusive to myself. Like it's not. Um, but anyway, UFC 292 was a great card. Like the majority of the way through it. Way Lee dominant. Ian Gary dominant. My goodness. Who else was on the card? Both of the Ultimate Fighter finals fights were both pretty good fights, especially the first one. Um, who else was on the card? Who was this fight before Ian Gary and Neil Magny? Uh, Chris Weidman showed heart like a motherfucker. Like he literally limped to the finish. After the first round, his leg was chewed, but he willed his way to get through the fight. He didn't win, but it was a good showing, especially in a comeback fight for him. But anyway, main event, because my favorite fighter, Sugar Sean O'Malley, did exactly what I told everybody he was gonna do. He did it around earlier, actually, than I told everybody he was gonna do it in. I'm not gonna lie, I predicted the third round, but nonetheless, gets the finish off of what a lot of people consider the best bantamweight of all time. Like that's, I guess that's up for debate between him and Dominic Cruz, but a lot of people will say that Aljo is the best bantamweight of all time. And man, anybody who follows me, anybody who knows me, they already knew what time it was with me. Like, and I've been trying to tell people about this kid, like I said, for 5 years, like the last 5 years, that he was going to be a champion. But and it's not all the way because of the skill set. I think a lot of this shit, a lot of what goes into it is the people you surround yourself with. Like, not only is Sean O'Malley a great athlete and a great fighter, he surrounds himself with very professional and disciplined people. That shit goes a long way, all the way from, of course, Tim Welch, his main head coach. His best friend Tim Welch is also his coach. Augusto Taquino Mendez, you know, their professor in jujitsu. Um, Always Brandon Harris, strength and conditioning coach. Dan, who else? Dan Gardner, I believe that's his name. Dan Gardner, his nutritionist. If you listen to any of these guys speak, you'll kind of get an understanding to why this guy is as great as he really is. Like they all know their shit. They're on top of their shit. They're very business minded people. I'm sorry, and they all are very very professional about their work. So you always say you are the company you keep. And as much as people see O'Malley online with the colorful hair and the funny little, goofy little videos and shit, if you're around those type of people, especially, and also the guys he trains with at the MMA lab and at Tim's gym, I actually been out there. I seen the operation a little bit. And them guys, they are all dialed in, man. It's beautiful to watch. Like they all complement each other. And I think that is more of a reason why he is as great as he is, man. Aside from being just super athletic and having that ability, you know what I mean? The skill set. Um, but on to the fight though. First round was more of like a feel out round, if you want to call it that. Both guys, trying to find their range. Aljo more so trying to cut off angles and see where he can shoot for takedowns. Suge more so, like he always is, trying to pick his spots with his range. You know what I mean? In and out, in and out. A few leg front kicks here and there. He threw few front kicks. But overall, the first round, it wasn't really too action packed. I think, like I said, they were both trying to fill each other out. So, you kind of got the feeling that the second round, would be turned up a notch, especially the way the first ended with Aljo shooting and trying to get him down. You knew he would come out a little bit more aggressive, trying to get that takedown, and which I think ultimately cost him in the second round. Um, it just looked like any other Sugar Sean O'Malley fight to me. It just like second round, Aljo tries to open up. It happened what 20 to 30 seconds into the round. Overextend on a punch. Suge step and fire, man. Classic counterpuncher shit. Man, lights out, bang. He hit him, hammer fisted, hammer fisted, hammer fisted until the ref stopped it. Now, a lot of people talking about, the early stoppage. That he landed, he probably threw about 15 ground strikes and landed about 7 or 8 of them. So that was a good stoppage by the ref. You don't want you don't want that type of shit to go. It wasn't going to get any better. It's just that's just the way that fight was gonna go, man. It was destined to be that way, man. Like greatness, man. Fucking greatness. I don't even know what else to say, man. Like so yeah, that's what happened. UFC 292, man. I'm gonna be back this weekend sometime with another Fly Free Speaks episode for y'all. Yeah, we just gonna keep it moving, man. Like, share, subscribe. It's your boy Fly Free CT. I'm out.